Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. I wanted to elaborate further on the incident that occurred here Saturday in the Winterfest. I did a 1 minute video on the Winterfest, and I didn't go into detail about it because I was so traumatized. I'm going to go into I'm going to give you my commentary on just how traumatized I was. But I want to do another video on it because I want to elaborate further on what happened and what I think needs to be done. But I also want to read to you guys from an article from Newsbreak about a mother and her two daughters and how terrified they actually were when this incident occurred. It's a shame that this happened in the city of Cleveland, but it's becoming this way all over. It's becoming this way all over, particularly in a lot of liberal cities. Let's just be realistic. Yes, I'm going to name it liberal cities. A lot of this is happening. This type of craziness and this type of activity among teenagers is happening in liberal cities all over this country. And we have to, and I'm not saying it's just in liberal cities, but in mostly all liberal cities is where this stuff is happening. You got to ask the fundamental question, why is this going on? But I want to go into more detail about this situation because it traumatized me, and I'm pretty sure it traumatized a lot of people. I was right out there in the midst of the craziness. So I want to get right into this article from Newsbreak, and I want to read you the words of this mother and her two daughters who were terrified at what happened. You know, as I said, Winterfest is a festivity that the city of Cleveland has every year, once every year, in which they do what's called the lighting of a Christmas tree. It's this huge Christmas tree, like 20 feet high, whatever at least. And they sit this Christmas tree in the middle of the public square. They light it up. And then after the lighting of the Christmas tree, there's this bevy of events. They're giving away free toys and, you know, little glow rings and all this kind of stuff. It's really, really nice. And they have nice Christmas music playing. They have a live band, you know, playing Christmas music. They have a skating ring. And then they have this beautiful fireworks display. So it's really an awesome event that thousands and thousands of people all over the city of Cleveland and other areas come to every year to just have a good time. But that good time was horribly marred an hour after those festivities happened this Saturday. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read you guys the words of this mother and how her two daughters felt about this entire situation. And I'm going to give you guys my commentary on what happened, what I personally experienced, and what I think is the problem and what I think should be the solution. So let's get right into this. And it says, a mother says chaos in Cleveland Public Square Saturday night left her daughters terrified. Two boys, ages 15 and 13, were wounded in a shooting that took place about an hour after the annual tree lighting. So that was the worst of the incident, well, practically the worst of the incident. Gunshots were captured on video from Old Stone Church. The 15-year-old is in serious condition. The younger boy is recovering at home. It was a night Allison Gilgenbach won't forget, and the same goes for her two girls. My daughters were like, take us home. We don't want to go. We don't want to be down here. They were really scared, mother says. Mother says a fun-filled day. A fun-filled day in downtown Cleveland was ruined at the end. It certainly was. I don't think I'd go back anytime soon, for sure, the mother said. Gildenbach says she wanted her girls, ages 8 and 10, to experience the tree lighting on Public Square. They're from Grafton, and she and her husband decided to get a hotel to make the most of it Saturday. They visited with the reindeer. They had hot chocolate, the mother said. Their favorite part was the music at Old Stone Church. It was more likely the live band. So it was prior to this whole debacle, it was really, really nice. She goes on to say, had a tour of the upstairs. They thought that was super cool, the mother said. After the tree lighting, they went to Tower City to visit with Kris Kringle. The mother says she remembers the downstairs packed with groups of kids just hanging out with no adults around. Now keep that in mind. Groups of kids just hanging out with no adults around. Keep that in mind, because that's going to be the foundation of my commentary. The family first tried to leave by the casino doors. All of a sudden, everybody just started like running towards us. We picked up the kids, the mother says. She says they found a place to hide. There's like a wall there, and we ran into some people, and I picked up the kids and held both of them because we had no idea what was going on, the mother said. An hour after the tree lighting, police say officers walking in public square went to a report of teens fighting. Let's see something here. Yeah. Something crazy just happened. The article just blanked out on me, right? It just blanked out. I can't even find it anymore. Okay. Luckily, I read the entire article. It's almost like somebody don't want me to tell you guys this. Satan, you a lying wonder. They're going to know anyway. But the article is pretty self-explanatory. The mother was terrified. She swooped her kids up. All these kids running all over the place. She saw these group of young people, teenagers, with no adults around. And at the end of the article, it talks about how that the mother was saying in the article that she doesn't see any reason why any parents would want to bring their children downtown now. And she said she has a word for Mayor Bibbs, okay? The mayor of the city of Cleveland. She has words for him, okay? And she wants to know what can be done about this, because it's getting worse and worse and worse with these teenagers. Things are out of hand, okay? And so that's basically the crutch of that article right there. She has words for Mayor Bibb. Now, I have said some negative things about the mayor. A lot of people on my job have said some negative things about the mayor. I think his policies are really, in terms of how he addresses crime in the city of Cleveland, I think those policies are weak, but I'm not surprised they're progressive Democrat policies. And progressive Democrats tend to believe that young people just like Brandon Johnson in Chicago, tend to believe that young people like this are victims of bad families and so forth, and so they shouldn't be punished for what they're doing. This is literally the way they think. Okay. So I'm not surprised at that. But here's what I want to say in this video. First of all, first things first, I want to explain to you guys what I personally experienced. Okay. The situation Saturday so traumatized me that I had nightmares. Now, how it started off, okay, I got there at 3 o'clock, and I know that sounds kind of comical, but it's what you call post-traumatic stress. And if you was there, if you're not used to that kind of intensity, it'll probably shake you. But anyway, I was on my lunch break. I take my lunch break at 7 in the evening. I start at 3 in the afternoon where I start work. And I take my lunch break at 7. It's about, I don't know, 7:15, 7:20. And I hear a call from my other coworker who's still outside. The lighting of the tree is over now. And I'm on my lunch break. I'm chilling, I'm eating, and I hear my coworker over the radio calling the dispatch that a big fight is breaking out, which I began to think, I'm not surprised, because both of my coworker and myself, while we were outside, we looked at each other after the lighting of the tree and after the fireworks and all that. We looked over at each other and was like, something's finna kick up. Just give it time. We knew it because we saw the teenagers coming from all over. And unfortunately, they were our skin color. I have to say that because this is what people keep ignoring. But anyway, see, other people are not ignoring that. They see that. Anyway, let's go on. So I'm on my lunch break, right? I'm chilling, I'm eating, getting my grub on. And all of a sudden, because there's 3 levels to the mall. You got the 72 level, which is the first level, the 85 level, which is the second level, and the 100-foot level, which obviously is the third level. I'm on the 85 level in the office eating my lunch where the door is closed. So all of a sudden I hear running like herds of horses running in the hallway and headed south. And so me and another coworker, we jump up. I'm eating, and I jump up and I run to the door. He runs to the door. We open it. And what do we see coming down the hallway? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids running towards us, knocking things over and everything. Word got out that someone was supposedly got shot, whatever. I called my dispatcher, right, to say that you're going to need to get in contact with the city because we didn't have enough police officers inside Tower City to deal with any of that. It just wasn't that. So I called my dispatcher and said, could you get in contact with the city? These kids are running all over the place. It's causing problems. And someone over the radio, either dispatch answered this way or someone else answered. I think it was the top person. I'm not going to name. I ain't going to drop no names on the video. The answer was, oh, it's just everything is okay. It's okay. It's just a bunch of kids acting up. And I said, it's still good to get the city because it's going to get worse. And indeed it did. Okay? I'm assuming that somebody had sense enough in the higher archons of authority to call the city to take care of the situation because I said it was going to get worse, and it did. Okay? I'm from the hood. I know how I'd go. So I go off my lunch break. I have like 5 minutes left of my lunch break. My coworker's outside. He calls in another fight. You're going to need posts. You're going to need the police. Another fight is breaking out. Now it's back and forth on what we call the front portico. Outside the front porch, it's back and forth now. So it's out of control at this point. So off my lunch break, I go out there. I told him he's bike 2. I'm bike 1. I say, bike 2, go ahead. I'm going to come out there. You can go and take your lunch. So I come out there. I'm standing in the front, and the building's in back of me. I'm standing in the front. Hundreds of kids are outside the front portico area. It's chaos. It's pandemonium. I come out there. By that time, I see the city police are already out there. Thank God. Somebody had sense. So we had the city police all over the place. We had our own police who were working, part-time in Tower City. But they couldn't do much of anything because it was so many of these kids, teenagers, right? All of a sudden, another fight breaks out. Now, this is around 7:30 something. Another fight breaks out. I can't even see it. All I see, let me back up. Another fight breaks out, but it's on my right-hand side, directly on my right-hand side. I say 8 to 10 feet to my right. Another fight breaks out. All of a sudden, hundreds of kids to my left start running towards the fight, almost knocking me over to get at the fight. So I'm like, okay, should I call TSOP to say this? Should I call TSOP? We call them TSOP. Should I call dispatch to tell them? Because what can the police do? They weren't doing anything. These fights were just breaking out. They weren't doing anything because what could they do? They would have got assaulted. So they over here fighting. So I get back in my little corner, and I'm hunched up back there, and I'm like, okay. So then 10 minutes later, another fight breaks out on the right-hand side across the street. So hundreds of kids start running over there towards the fight with their bones up. 10 minutes later, another fight breaks out. So hundreds of kids start running towards me at one time. It was like a wave going back and forth. And this wave came towards me because apparently somebody got shot. And so they running towards me. I had nowhere to go. There was no open doors behind me. So all I did was I just did this. And I crunched up like this, hoping that I didn't get stampeded to freaking death. Okay. And after that, I must put it you like this. They ended up shutting the Tower City down and shutting Public Square down because, as the article did say, 2 teens ended up getting shot. They did find the person that shot the teenagers. And what I was told was that this person was in his 20s. It's a grown freaking man. Now, I'm going to I told one of my coworkers, I'm making a wild guess. And my wild guess is this, and I've said this before, that what probably happened was some of these teenagers walked up on the wrong person, tried to assault him, tried to rob him or whatever, because they was out there causing all kinds of trouble. And they walked up on the wrong person and he smoked them. Bottom line, I've been saying that. I said, these kids, bad as it is going to walk up on the wrong person and they're going to get shot. This just happened, I think, in Chicago or New York a few days ago. I was watching a YouTube content creator talking about a couple of young men got shot in reference to the alleged attempted stealing of a car. They don't know for sure whether or not they were trying to steal the car or not, but it seems evident that the owner of the car came after the two boys, shot them and killed them. They're dead. They're gone. Because if they were trying to take that car, they walked up on the wrong person. People are getting tired and they're like, you're not going to take my car from me that I paid all this money for. I'm going to shoot you and I'm going to kill you. And I hate, brutal as it is, I hate that that's the case. I hate to see young people, and these boys that got shot and killed, they was like 13, 14, 15 years old. And I hate to see these young kids getting shot and killed over stupid stuff. Here's the bottom line about this whole situation. Okay. But before I get to the bottom line, I want to say this, that it did traumatize me. Because later on, I'm skipping some things. Later on, after they shut down Tower City, shut down Public Square, told everybody to disperse. We locked all the doors in the front. Only one door was open. And one or two things, if you was coming inside Tower City, one or two things that you had to be doing. You either had to be going to the casino, which is on the opposite side, or to the Rapid. One of the two. If you wasn't going there, you would not get in. You could not stand and wait for no bus or none of that. Get off Public Square. Kids and adults. It was just terrible. I don't want to go into all the details about, I mean, we had threats from people, young people, my boss and myself, young guy that was banned, young person, banned. We wouldn't let him in. He had been banned from the mall before. We wouldn't let him in. My boss would let him in. He started threatening my boss to putting gun hits, doing all this and pointing guns at him through the doors and, pointing like he had guns pointing at him. And it was, and my boss almost wanted to kill this guy. That's all I'm going to say. I had to follow my boss so that my boss would not plummet this guy because he kept coming in the mall, trying to come past the banner things that you stretch out to keep people. He kept trying to come past it, cussing my boss off. F you, you pig. F you, I ain't going nowhere. F you. This is what we deal with, and people get mad at me because I'm anti-black. Oh, you just don't love our black people. If you're stupid enough to believe that, then we don't need to have no conversation. Man, I work around this kind of mess every single day. I don't want to hear it. You don't like my commentary? Don't listen to it. Okay? This is real talk and something needs to be done. Let me calm down. So, I got traumatized by it because for the next 3 to 4 hours, myself and my coworker, for the next 3 or 4 hours, constantly, where you headed? Where are you headed? Are you headed to the Rapid or to the casino? Rapid or casino? Some people was cooperative. Most of the people were cooperative that were from a particular group, and other people that were cooperative were from a particular group. You added together. The groups that were cooperative were particular groups of a particular mass of people, if you will. And then you had another group of particular people from a particular mass of people. You figured it out. They gave us a hard time. No, man, F you. You just. So I'm like, but you hating on me. You hating on me. Don't make me go off, man. So all through so I was so traumatized from it that Some other things happened too, and I'm not for the name now, but that when I went to bed that night, Saturday night, I knew I was going to be late for church. So I had to go to church. You heard it. I got there late. But all through that night, I was having nightmares about the incident. In them nightmares, I was either cussing someone out or wanting to do something to them. That's all I'm going to say. And I kept waking up in the middle of the night. So I ended up in church service late. Thank the Lord he blessed the church service. Thank the Lord he touched my heart. Thank the Lord. And this is not, if you don't believe in God, that's your problem. I do. And I know he's real. So he touched my heart and mind. He poured his Holy Spirit out on me. Because I needed that. I needed that. But when it came time to go to work that evening, I said, I'm going to be late. And I was going to call off. But I need the money. So I went to work around 7 o'clock that evening. I was supposed to start at 3, but I went in at 7. Because I was bothered. The stress was still there. Now, let me summarize this video. This went further than it should have went. The question is, what should be done? Should we put this on the mayor? No, I don't. Much as I don't like him, or rather, as much as I don't agree with his policies, that's just part of the problem. The problem is with the parents. Why are all of these unattended children and teenagers, like their mother said in that article, why are they downtown unattended like this? It's 9, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. They're still outside. Where are the parents? When it all comes down to it, it doesn't matter who's the politician, whether they're a Democrat, whether they're a Republican, whether they're a socialist, whether they're communists, whether they're fascists, whether they're pacists. It don't give a flying hoot who's the mayor, who's the governor, who's the president. At the end of the day, every one of these children are the sons and daughters of mothers and fathers. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to mother and father responsibility. And I hate to say this is overall, this is in all the communities, but it's mostly in the black community. This is why I talk about this stuff. Look, I do these videos too for entertainment. I get it. It's for entertainment. That's what is under the heading, entertainment. But at the same time, I'm also passionate about talking about these type of things because this needs to be addressed. Now, let me say something here. Let me end this video up. Let me start ending this video. A couple days later, I look at an article in Newsbreak, and Black Lives Matter wants to do a protest. So I said, let me see what this protest is about. This is after the incident happened. And I knew in my heart they weren't going to do no protest about these young kids. That wasn't it. I look in the article, and what they're protesting about is unfit and unsafe jail conditions at the county. 2 inmates died, and so now they want to protest against unsafe conditions in the jail. These son of a bees want to protest against unsafe conditions in the freaking jail when we just got 2 kids got shot. We got hundreds of kids downtown causing chaos. That ain't the only incident that happened with these young kids. It's all over the country. It's all over the city of Cleveland. And that's what you want to protest about? You tell me the logic in there. You tell me that's right. You tell me that's okay. You tell me, well, we need to have safer conditions in the jail. Jail is for punishment. You break the law, you go to damn jail. I'm sorry. You go to jail. It's for punishment. It's not for reformation. If something happened to you, it happens to you. You broke the law. You're going to protest against something. Y'all seeing the raw me today. You're seeing the raw me today because I'm pissed. I can't stand Black Lives Matter, and I'm sick and tired of this foolishness. Parents, be parents. Not talking about anybody that's watching this video. But you know who you are. If the shoe fits, freaking wear it. You ain't that stupid. You ain't that blind. You ain't that ignorant that you don't know, oh, my child is acting a damn fool. You're not going to tell me that. And this is the problem in our community. And every time I address one of these kids or one of my boss addresses one of these kids, the parent want to have a problem with me and my boss. Now you explain the rationale behind that. You tell me that's okay. If so, we ain't got nothing to talk about. So there you go. There you go in a nutshell. So you know I had to be traumatized for me to come out like that. Pray for me. All of you that are watching this video that know the Lord and you saved, keep me in your prayers. Now, somebody may be saying it's time for you to leave it, but yes, it is. I've been on it. I got to get up out of there. But see, the thing is, I want to try to find a job that's paying me more than what I'm getting. I don't want to just go to a place that's paying me the same amount because I got goals. I want to get a home. I want to get married. I want to get a home, have a house for my wife. I got goals, man, and I can't meet them goals with no money. So it's not that easy. You understand? I ain't going to go into the detail of that. But the point is this. Parents have to be parents. Where's these doggone parents? That's what it comes down to. It don't come down to the mayor. It don't come down to the governor. It don't come down to the president, although they're pieces of trash a lot of times, pushing policies that are stupid and destructive that only make the problem worse. It ultimately comes down to the parents. And regardless of what upbringing that they may have had, once you become an adult, you have the cognitive ability to say, son, daughter, I don't want you out at this time of night. I don't want you doing it. No, you got to put your foot down. And if you got to put your foot in their ASS, put your foot in their ASS. And if the city take them, let the city take them. But be a man, be a woman, be a mother, be a damn father. Bottom line. And like my history social studies teacher used to say when I was going to high school, if you don't like it, that's tough. It is what it is. It's the truth, and anyone with a brain knows that. So that's what I had to say about that, okay? That's it from the bottom line right there, you guys. Leave your opinions and your comments in the commentary section. If you like this video, press the like button, share and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.